God bless Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana, because this is good stuff right here.
You are an ER doc, is that right? Okay.
Correct.
And understand you've been on television a lot?
A fair amount.
Yes, ma'am. And I understand you built a home television studio, is that right?
That's a bit of an exaggeration. I had a laptop on a stool.
Your husband didn't build you a home studio?
He did not build me a home studio, no.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Why do you think that Chicago has become America's largest outdoor shooting range? Do you think it's because of Chicago citizens who have no criminal record, but who have lawfully a gun in their home for protection or perhaps for hunting? Or do you think it's because of a finite group of criminals who have rap sheets as long as King Kong's arm?
So Mississippi, Louisiana, and Missouri actually have higher firearm death rates. Obviously, there's certain...
What about Chicago?
So I don't live in Chicago. It's not my primary area of research.
You don't have an opinion on that?
I think there's easy access to firearms combined with environmental conditions, lack of great education. There have actually been studies showing that when you green vacant lots and repair abandoned buildings in urban neighborhoods, you see decreases in gunshots, in violence, as well as in stress and depression in the neighborhoods around them.
No disrespect, Doc, but that sounds a lot like word salad to me.
Ooh-wee! I love me some John Kennedy, for real. And I don't know how anyone couldn't, because the man is a fighter, he's extremely intelligent, and he's just about as straight shooting as it gets. He said, I ain't buying that hunk of junk. That word salad that you're up in here spewing, don't bring that nonsense up in here. That was zesty, and I'm definitely not buying it either. So let me get this straight. Lady, you think that throwing more money into Chicago is how they get rid of the gun violence?
What's wrong with you people?
Chicago is the fourth wealthiest city in the entire country and 11th in the entire world, I do believe. The problem is not money, nor does it have anything to do with the surrounding states like Indiana or Michigan or Missouri. The problem is these radical liberal politicians that keep getting elected term after term, insanity, expecting different results, but putting the same people into positions of power. And how it's policed is also the problem. There's not enough police there to handle the 2.7 million plus people. And you won't get more police when you're constantly seeking to defund the police or undercut their authority and have prosecutors who refuse to do their job and actually prosecute these criminals. So jail is basically a revolving door. Nobody's being held accountable for their illicit actions and crimes that they commit. That's what the issues are. So don't sit there and act like you got it all figured out, like your hot garbage research all of a sudden has the answers, when in reality, it's people like you that add gas to the fire.
Let me ask you this. In September of this year, our New Mexico governor issued a public health emergency order, and she suspended the right to bear arms in Albuquerque and the surrounding county. Do you support that?
I do not. What I do support is the work that New Mexico has done.
Do you support that?
No.
You don't? Okay. During his first 2 years as the DA in Philadelphia, District Attorney Krasner lost or dropped 47% of all the illegal firearms cases in the city. Do you agree with that?
I'm not a lawyer. I'm a physician and a public health professional. I can say that New Mexico has done amazing work in trying to address the suicide and partner violence.
I'm asking about Philadelphia.
I don't have an opinion.
The DA dropped 47% of all the illegal firearms cases. Did he do the right thing there?
I don't have an opinion. However, I will say that just as with fentanyl, the spread of illicit substances.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but I'm
That's
running
okay.
out of time.
So, do these people know enough about anything to have an opinion on anything, or are they just serial liars? Because sometimes I really don't know which one it is. Either they're real deceitful, like a lot of these politicians that we see, or they need a full refund on that overpriced college education, because those books have them looking dumb out here in the real world.
The LA District Attorney, George Gascon, said that he would not prosecute any sentencing enhancements for guns or gang-related activity. Do you think he did the right thing?
Again, I am neither a lawyer nor a prosecutor.
You don't have an opinion on that?
I honestly don't know enough about it to have an opinion.
You don't think gangs should be prosecuted for having illegal guns?
I'm neither a lawyer nor a prosecutor, and that's not my area of research.
But yet you want to take guns away.
I've never said that I want to take guns
from
away.
law-abiding citizens.
I think that you are saying something that I've not said in my written or oral testimony, sir.
Okay. You equated gun deaths to heart disease in your opening statement.
Yes, sir.
Which is a greater public health problem, gun deaths or heart disease?
So heart disease does kill more folks across the United States, largely in the
About
end of their life.
700,000? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gun deaths about 50,000?
Correct.
Do you support outlawing fried foods?
I'm sorry. How does that relate to?
Because fried foods contribute to heart disease.
Hello, what about assault cars though? Those darn things are out here hunting down and running over pedestrians on a daily basis. Don't vehicles kill far more people than guns do? I can guarantee you Fords, Chevys, Toyotas, they finish far more people off than those big bad AR-15s that the gun grabbers are always after, but I don't see anybody protesting and outlawing dealerships though. Oh, and don't forget about those semi-trucks, those 18-wheelers, those things are next level lethal. You gotta ban them things too. Ban them all. Ban everything. If they had it their way, all of us law-abiding citizens would have nothing left to defend ourselves and our loved ones with except toilet paper and Pop-Tarts to combat this evil and this tyranny that these people seek to have. And they'd be fully armed to the teeth with tools of mass destruction, and we'd just be left to fend for ourselves. And notice how I said tools of mass destruction, because that's all guns are. That's all vehicles are. They're designed to serve a purpose, and they can't just pop off or drive off and do the job on their own without a person pulling the trigger or pressing in on the gas. And those things like guns and vehicles actually help and protect millions of lives each year. And liberals, of course, don't want to lead with that because that torches the entire anti-gun narrative. When you bring up these instances, when you bring up these examples and analogies, they don't want to talk about it because it just makes sense. And you can't make sense out of their nonsense.
Let me ask one more question. I'm sorry, I cannot see that far, Doctor, on the very end.
Cozy Gay, thank you.
Yes, sir. You said, I wrote it down, you said that no one should be judged by the worst thing they have done in their lives.
Correct.
If one of these young doctors sitting behind you, God forbid, walks out on the streets of Washington, D.C., and is raped or sodomized, you don't think the rapist should be judged?
I don't think it should be terminal. It shouldn't be for the rest of their lives.
You think we should forgive them and not give them any punishment?
I believe in
You
forgiveness.
think nobody's responsible for their actions?
I believe in responsibility. I believe in forgiveness.
Thank you, Mr. Wow. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
That has got to be one of the goofiest, most stupid attempts of virtue signaling that I've ever seen. Like, what? You don't think a rapist or a serial killer deserves terminal punishment and to pay for that evil? You don't think that they should be held accountable for their actions? Like, what kind of high have you been puffing on, my man? Like, they did the crime. They got to do the time. We can forgive them all day long, but they still got to go to jail because God instituted authority here on earth to bring justice to people that choose to do bad things. They could have found joy in righteousness. They could have actually committed in helping enhance the kingdom. They could have brought good into the world, but instead they decided to bring terror to other human beings. So there are consequences for that. And I don't know if old Dr. Cozy Gay is a Christian or not, but Come on, brother. You can't be this brainwashed into thinking that everyone gets a free pass to do whatever they want. The world would be wild. It already is chaotic flooding these streets. But can you imagine if we continue to allow these people to slide us down this slippery slope? All hell is going to break loose here on earth. And this is just more proof that common sense is not required to become a doctor. A high IQ can be very misleading. And that is also, ladies and gentlemen, why we must never, ever give up our Second Amendment rights, because someone could come in and literally attempt to harm you or I's family tonight at any point in time and then get off scot-free with these people in charge because of forgiveness, because they don't get a terminal sentence and a punishment, because the worst thing that they've ever done, oh, it's just a mistake. Oh, it just is what it is. Get free pass, go ahead, do what you want. Like, I wonder if they'd keep this same forgiveness energy toward me if I ever had to send an intruder to meet their maker, because would they forgive me for defending my loved ones and standing up and protecting the things that I care about? Or would they give me a terminal sentence for the rest of my life? I'm just curious, but Lord willing, I never have to find out. And thank God for people like Senator John Kennedy for standing up and doing all the work that he does to defend our rights as Americans. And that man is the best I've ever seen at making smart people look real dumb in the moment. I love it. I'm here for it. What do y'all think about all this? I'm really intrigued now. Like, do y'all think that guns, cars, and fried foods should be done away with and banned, or for all the deaths that they've been linked to? Or should instead these incidents be isolated and people held accountable for the choices they make? Y'all let me know what you think down below in the comments section. Let's keep this conversation rolling. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already, ring that notification bell so you get notified anytime I post a new video. If you like what I'm doing over here and you want to show a little extra love and support, make sure you go check out our website down below in the description section. That way you can get all the awesome shirts you see me wearing in every single video. They're all made by my beautiful wife. This one says created with a purpose. It has it on the chest and on the sleeve. It's based on Ephesians 2 verse 10. I like mine a little baggy, so it seems a little extra room to move and groove, but we got all different sizes ranging from itty bitty extra small to big and hefty 5X, a bunch of colors, different designs, all of that. I'm sure you can find something that you like or a great gift for someone that you love. Outside of that, you can always join the Gibson family here on YouTube and become a member. You can buy me a coffee. You can join the Patreon family. All those links are down below as well. By no means do you have to do any of that. Just showing up and allowing my freckle face to rant at you for a few minutes, I am greatly appreciative. I love y'all. I cannot thank you enough. Until next time, I'll be praying for you. Godspeed. I'm gone.